Hi everyone, and welcome to the Chef's Table series. My name is Carol O'Connor, co-host of this educational and engaging show. Today we have Lucky. Lucky is the owner and chef of Thai Spice located in West Roxbury. She and my co-host, Chef Joe, will be making this flavorful dish called beef and garlic, which is full of vegetables, my favorite, as well as flank steak. Later on, we'll have some amazing wine to pair with this dish, as well as Chef's Tip of the Week, nutritional tips of the week, and I'll be visiting Lucky at her restaurant. So let's go over to Joe and Lucky to cook this flavorful dish.
Hi, I'm Chef Joe Murphy, co-host of the Chef's Table series. This show is produced by the Chef's Table Foundation, a nonprofit devoted to helping underprivileged people. So as you know, each week we bring on a visiting chef, and I want you to know that I found in Carol a real pearl. And her name is Chef Lucky. She owns Thai Spice in West Roxbury. And I've had Thai food before, and I didn't say this to Lucky, but I'm going to tell the viewing audience. I could go either way on Thai food. So when we went up to talk to Lucky about being on the show, I said to Carol, she has all these beautiful pictures of plated meals. Let's sit down and eat. I have to say, the food was way beyond expectation. It was absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
But as you will see during this show, her personality equals how great her food is. She's bubbly, she's fun to talk to, she brings excitement to things that she's, serving. So we're really fortunate to have you on here, Lucky.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad to be here.
Great.
Yeah.
And you're in the process of opening a second restaurant in Brookline,
Yes, it's
right?
in Brookline, yes. Like right now, we like cleaning, doing, set it up, today it's a lot of stuff that coming through. And then we think about opening, but not grand opening on Thursday.
Oh, good.
So we'll see what happens. And then after that, a week or so, like 10 days, we will be a grand opening.
Oh, excellent.
So people can enjoy, so we can get going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your food is actually fantastic, and I'm going to probably keep mentioning this. I was totally taken back at the freshness, the quality, and again, the personality was sort of like the cherry on the, topping on the whipped cream. So it was great to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah, as I'm looking, I always talk about, the show is meant to be instructional. So each week when we start off, I get into mise en place, a French term. It means pretty much everything in its place. So if you are a home cook and you have that passion, do what the professionals do. Get everything scaled out, put it in its own separate bowl, so that when you're cooking, it will make your cooking experience pleasurable, fun, and it just adds.
It's easier too. You have everything, you put it on, you're ready to eat.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Chef, you've got a lot of great color here. You've got different textures here. So what I'd like to do is, if you wouldn't mind showing the people and just explaining, first of all, what's the dish you're making today?
Today I'm making a beef garlic.
Ooh.
Okay, we're doing beef garlic because, like I said, you don't have to put meat in it.
Yeah.
You can be vegetarian. If you don't like meat, you can put tofu. You can put anything you want, any vegetable that you want it.
Yeah.
It's just a tingling, peppers, garlic and pepper, like black pepper that I put it in.
Yeah.
And I think that's Thai, original Thai. It's not watery. It's like a thicky, what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Excellent. So what is this here?
This is a fresh garlic that I chop it up.
Right.
And then And that's the chopped garlic that I fry them to be crispy, and I put it on the top.
Okay.
To make it, garnish, things like that.
I want to ask you a question about this.
Sure.
Because in other cuisines besides Thai,
right.
you don't want the garlic to burn. Now,
that's right.
this is a golden color. So this is prior to that burning. If your garlic burns, there's no saving the dish.
No.
Okay?
Yep.
So keep in mind that this color here, okay, you don't want to get beyond this point, right?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do you have here,
And
Chef?
that's a black pepper that I'm
yeah.
going to put it in. So like I
Okay.
said, garlic and peppers.
Right.
That's how it is.
And-
That's oil.
Oil.
Yeah.
Now, in your cuisine, in Thai cuisine,
Yeah.
is there a preferred oil, or do you use a canola or
Canola oil.
Right.
Like I said, any oil is fine. Olive oil, you want to cook, doesn't mean that olive oil is good for salad or something like that. I'm not like, any kind of oil that you,
Okay.
some people, they don't eat canola oil, they eat olive oil.
Right.
They can do that too.
That's fine.
That's fine too.
Yeah, one of the benefits of the canola oil is that it has a much higher smoke point versus olive oil. Olive oil smokes at a very low temperature compared to the canola oil. I like to cook with olive oil, but I've done so much of it, I'm used to it. And if I get to that point where it's smoking and I need to change the oil, I would do that. I just like, cooking is building layers of flavor. And to me, that's what olive oil does. So, it's your personal choice, right, Chef?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, what is this?
Okay.
That's a dark
Yep, this is the oyster sauce.
Oh.
That's from the cans, that what we do. And then this dish here, I have oyster sauce, I have hoisin sauce that's mixed in there already. Two sauce that mix together.
Okay.
But the oyster sauce is more than hoisin because the oyster sauce is kind of like salty because I don't use salt. I only use pepper because it's already salt enough.
Right.
And then the hoisin sauce is kind of sweet, so I don't use sugar.
Yeah.
That cuts it. So that's mixed the
Okay,
sauce.
and that's what this show wants to teach you. And whether you're cooking Thai cuisine, Indian cuisine, Italian cuisine, remember, as you're cooking and you grow in your experience, think about this sauce has salt in it. It's a blend of two sauces. One sauce has sugar, one has salt.
Yeah.
So you can always finish your dish with salt if it doesn't meet your taste. Always taste as you're cooking. And
That's
you're
right.
building
That's
that
correct.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Joe. I totally agree. The way doesn't mean that sometimes whenever they make it in the can, sometimes they come differently.
Right.
This time they might be salty, even though they have their own ingredient. They have their own ingredient. That's how much they laid it out. But still, sometimes this time it might be too salty, and next time might be too sweet.
Right.
You never know.
So yeah, and as Chef Lucky just told you, sometimes you open up a can or a jar of hoisin.
Or oyster sauce.
Oyster sauce. Just take your finger.
Yeah, and
You're
then
not in a
taste the
professional
first.
kitchen, so at home
Correct.
we don't mind the
Yeah.
tip of your finger, okay? And then taste it. Find out if it's excessively salty, or on
That's
the
right.
hoisin,
Or
the
sweet, or
and then
if this time might be salty, who knows? You can put less. Like myself, the way I do it, this kind of beef, this much, and how much sauce that I use. So
Right.
that's how I average it out.
Okay.
So
let's move along. We're getting into the crunchy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this will not be crunchy, but I'm sure
No.
you cook that al dente.
Yeah. And then that
That's
one.
zucchini?
Yep, that's a zucchini. And then
Great.
I cut it the way like you don't want to be too thin.
Right.
And you don't want to be too thick
Right.
because the vegetable, when you do it, when you overcooked it, it's not then tasty.
Right.
You want to taste the vegetable taste.
Right.
So-
So Chef just gave you another great tip. She said, don't slice those vegetables too thin because they'll cook too quickly. What happens when you're cooking vegetables, it's giving off the moisture, all the sugars, the flavors. So I'm guessing in your cuisine,
Yes.
you want a little bit of al dente, a crunch to your
Correct.
vegetable.
Because we cook in a wok. And then now the way I do it today, because sometimes people learn what they're doing today. At home, they don't have a wok. They only have the pans, the saute pans. So that's the way I want to make sure that everything that when you cooked it, it's not soggy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to taste the vegetable.
And I do some wok cooking, and we talked
Yeah.
about this before the show. And that's a technique, learning to use that wok, because that heat really distributes and it gives off a lot of heat. And sometimes if I don't plan which vegetables I'm putting in first, I overcook.
That's
For
true.
instance,
That's
this,
true.
and it does
That's true.
really
That's
take away
what
from
it
the
is.
dish.
That take away everything, because you
Right.
know, like say if today if I have the broccoli, you know what I mean. If I overcook that broccoli gonna turn like kind of like yellow, you know, from
Yeah.
green because it's the overcook.
Right.
You know, and then it's a tip for all the vegetable that
Right.
you want to put it in.
Yeah, it's a great tip.
Yeah.
So, what is this?
And
I've
this
been
is the
buying-
cabbage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that Savoy cabbage or?
It's any like the one that I use is the Savoy one, but not like Napa.
Not
No,
Napa,
not
just
Napa, just
Savoy.
Savoy. Yeah.
Is that in a regular supermarket or only
Yeah,
in the Asian
no,
supermarket?
regular supermarket they have it too. Yep,
Okay,
any kind of
good.
supermarket. All this vegetable here you can find in the supermarket.
Right.
It's
So,
not-
Chef just gave you another tip. This is Savoy, but it's not Napa. Okay. So, when you get into your produce department, ask. Tell them you want a Savoy,
yeah,
but
cabbage,
not Napa.
yeah,
Okay. And then we have
Snow pea.
snow pea,
Yeah,
a little
red pepper.
bell pepper,
Yep, and that's pineapple chunk.
pineapple chunk.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because the reason why I brought it up, the pineapple chunk, to
Yeah.
go with the beef garlic,
Yeah.
because this here is salty. Sometimes you don't use sugar, that pineapple cuts it down when you eat with it.
Okay.
But
so-
you don't cook in it though. This
Right,
one
it-
just is a side thing that you put it on the plate.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Oh,
dish it. Yeah.
That's another great tip. She doesn't cook the pineapple because that would probably cook all the juice.
Yeah, exactly.
And the sugar out of it. So put
Yep.
it as a accoutrement to the dish.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's salty, have a little taste of the pineapple.
Right.
Okay. And everything in your cuisine is fresh. Am I right?
Correct.
That's
Like
great.
I said, this vegetable here, when you cook the beef garlic, don't have to be this vegetable that I bring today. You can put any kind. You love broccoli, you put broccoli in it. You love yellow squash, you put yellow squash in it. You like it mushroom, you put mushroom in it.
Right.
Any kind of vegetable. But when you want to do it, say you have a party at home. You want to do like a little, you know, have a guest coming over. You want to cook it. The color, that's the best. You have red already. You don't want to put too much green. You have yellow. You don't want to put too much white. Things like that. So make the colorful when they're put together.
Yeah.
When they come out, you put on the plates. Oh my God, they're
Great.
delicious.
Excellent.
They look so good.
Great.
So
Well, what is this? Is this for display?
this is, yes, exactly. This is a spring mix.
A spring mix.
Yes.
I love
What-
the way you cut these cucumbers and you
I
store them.
yes,
and-
I have
yeah.
the thing that I slice it,
Yeah.
and this calls Japanese cucumber.
Japanese
Yes.
cucumber.
Because the reason why I like the Japanese cucumber, because this seed it's eatable. Sometimes American cucumber, it's kind of like sometimes if the knife doesn't sharpen up
Right.
to cut it, it will
Right.
smash it and
Yeah.
doesn't look good. It doesn't look clean cut.
Right. Looking down, I noticed there aren't a lot of seeds in this Japanese as opposed
Yeah.
to the American.
Yes, but they're a good one. They're like young. They're still
Yeah.
young. They wrap it good.
Right.
And I love every time I go to the market. When I bought this kind of cucumber, I loved it because they wrapped it. Nobody touching it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's squeezing it. Oh, do I need this one? Do I, you know, they don't do that.
Yeah.
This one's already wrapped in the paper, in the plastic wrap. And then I cut them out, I clean them, and then I loved it.
Yeah.
Easy to keep too.
And I want my observation on this last comment is it gives you an example of the cleanliness in how the food is handled at Thai Spice.
Absolutely.
You know?
My number one priority in our restaurant, it's cleanliness. I think about it. If I be the customer, if I go to the restaurant, if I see things that's not clean, you think I'm gonna eat it? So I think about it. We go back to the customer. When they come and see our restaurant, you think it's not cleanliness, you think they're gonna eat it? I don't think so.
Right.
So I really, really like it clean. Yeah, I have to.
Right.
Like, you know,
So
that's
now,
our.
is this a spring roll?
Yes, it is. That's a spring roll. That's a vegetarian.
I was just going to say, and you know, I've had Thai spring rolls,
Yeah.
and this is not fried. This is
Yeah,
a cold.
that's the fresh. Yes.
Fresh.
Yep, they're fresh spring
And
rolls.
I've seen it, I believe, wrapped with romaine lettuce. I've seen
Yeah.
it wrapped with Savoy leaves.
They can do anything, like I said, anything that here before when we do this, it's not like exactly, oh, I have to put noodles.
Yeah.
One of these days, people like to be healthy.
Yeah.
They don't want rice. They don't want, you know what I mean? They want vegetarian. They want light. That's all they want. So I just make up this spring roll.
Yeah.
I only do mixed spring. I do carrot, cucumber.
Oh, nice.
Dip with the, because the sauce is pretty much heavy already.
Yeah. Now,
The
what
sauce
sauce is that?
This is called peanut sauce.
Oh,
what I
okay.
do is I mix hoisin sauce
Yeah.
and the peanut butter. And I
Wow.
put crunch peanut on the top.
Sweet.
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
That's really
And then it's very
great.
tasty because that's already heavy.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you want to do just easy,
Yeah.
you can dip this with ranch, like a dressing. Thousand Island. Oh my God. They like you can do with anything.
Yeah.
Because this thing here, like I told you, it doesn't mean that I'm Thai, we are Oriental. You can mix to eat with any Italian dressing, anything. You
Yeah.
want it, you name it. You can just,
Yeah.
buy it from the market
Right.
and wrap this up. This here, this we call rice paper.
Oh, yeah.
They come crispy like this. And when they're crispy like that, you soak them in a warm water.
Warm water.
Yes. You don't have to put it in hot water.
Okay.
Soaked it until you feel like it's soft.
And-
you
and-
lay it down.
Yeah, and it's pliable.
Yes,
You can,
that's it.
Okay.
Really light, really easy.
Yeah.
Wrap it, like you put spring mix in it, cucumber, any kind of
Wow.
vegetable that you like. You want to
Excellent.
eat, go ahead. And then it's
Okay.
that's it, simple as that.
well, you've given the viewing audience a lot of great suggestions and tips. And the last tip I'm going to talk about in this segment is something I talk about all the time. Cooking, culinary arts, it is an art form.
That's true.
And you're the artist. So if you want Italian dressing, ranch dressing, you know your family's taste, you know your taste. Okay, chef, what are we going to start with here?
And first, I'm just gonna wait this to be heated up a little bit.
Okay.
And first, you're gonna put the oil that I have it ready. It's just about, I would say,
Couple of tablespoons?
yeah,
Tablespoons?
yeah, about 2 tablespoons. I would say 2
Okay.
tablespoons that I put it on.
Yeah.
And you just put it in, in the
Yeah.
pan,
Okay.
and then let it heat it.
Yeah.
Make sure the oil, it's touch the bottom of the pan.
Right.
So even though it was stuck, if it's not hot enough,
Yeah. You know, when you start, if you really start cooking a lot,
Yeah.
when you put that oil in,
right.
you'll see it just sort of start moving as it's coming to temperature. You can tell it'll get a little bit different
Can
color.
I put my finger in now?
Oh, you do whatever you want. You're the chef of the day.
That's
You
right.
can always stick your finger in, and then, like I said, you'll learn the next time not to put your finger in because you'll burn yourself.
All right.
Yeah, one thing
Now?
we go ahead, I'm just going to talk about, so one thing we talk about on a lot of the shows is do not be afraid to have that pan smoking hot because that's what you're going to
You
find.
can hear,
Yeah.
right now I'm putting garlic in it, and you can hear the sound
Yeah.
of the garlic. That's when the pan is really hot. But like I said, the garlic, you really have to make sure that are cooked into like Joe was mentioned at the first time. The garlic is not to be so burnt. It has to be this color, the gold color. So I try not to burn this garlic. until if you want to know, you don't know the first time you're cooking
Yeah.
this,
Right.
you can smell it already.
Yeah.
You know, the smell of the garlic that
Right.
came out already.
Right. If you're not a garlic lover, just keep in mind, when you're doing, in the first step, sauteing that garlic, what is that doing? It's releasing all those gases, the acidity from the garlic, and that's burning off. So that when you complete your dish, you're going to have the subtle flavor, which is really an ingredient. And I always say, garlic should not be the dish, it's an ingredient, but that's my preference. I have friends that just love garlic, but
Now the garlic's kind of like yellow right now.
Yeah.
So what I do is I'm gonna put black pepper into it, so it make it the way it's. I'm only use half of it. I don't probably
Yeah.
like about, I would say.
Yeah.
See, I don't use too much of the oil because I don't like that much of the oil. It's
oil,
kind of like
right.
greasy. You know what I mean?
Right, but
Like,
you-
but right now I'm trying to make it like smells everywhere, and
Yeah.
then now this is the time
right,
for me to put the beef in.
okay.
All right.
And by cooking that, which is a technique I do,
Yeah.
I always add my pepper, whatever dry herbs, if I'm using dry herbs, in with the garlic, and
Yep.
that's releasing all those different flavors and
That's
oils.
right. So now this is how I do. Because this is kind of like I said, because this is not a wok, The heat is kind of like, low it down, but it still tastes the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I love the smells already. See?
Well, we've been talking the last couple of shows about smell-o-vision, and I got to tell you, the garlic and that pepper fumes were coming up, and now you're getting the caramelization of this beef, and
Yeah,
it's,
that's right.
it's really just great. Wow.
Because that's why we call beef garlic, not vegetable garlic. So it's more beef than vegetable. Because people is a meat lover, it's best for it. I loved it.
Put that there for you, chef, if you need to
Thank
take
you.
that out.
Thank you. This is how I do it, because if I, cook with the stir fry, like,
Yeah.
in the pan like this, I don't want them to stir. I want them to cook in one side, and then I flip it to another side.
Okay.
So that way the beef, it's kind of like a grill, or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Grilled to make
Right.
it look better.
Right.
Not to be like soggy and stay still, look like crunchy, crispy.
Yeah.
All
Which
right.
is, which is great. She
Yep.
likes a lot of caramelization.
Right,
And,
right.
With all these flavors, that again is building another layer of flavor.
Right.
You can turn that up, chef. We cook with what they call induction burners, and if you haven't heard me talk about this, this is not a new cooking method, but it's been very popular, as I understand, in Europe, and it's really magnets that heat up. And these are special pans. They have an extra layer of metal on the bottom, and I got to tell you, no open flame. As soon as you take that pan off, that hot plate, within 10, 15 seconds, you can put your hand right on it. You will not get burned.
I'm so
You may
sorry,
get a little
James.
bit of heat, but it's not like cooking on a gas or an electric stove.
Now you can see that I'm flipping that beef,
Right.
because the other side is already, already there. See
Right,
that?
could you just tip that up a little so that the camera can see, over this way here? That's
Yeah,
it.
right there.
Yeah, you can see the
Yeah.
caramelization
Yeah.
coming, which is great. Okay, so, anyways, if that's cooking, chef, what would be the next step?
The next step, say the vegetable that you picked, okay?
Right.
The vegetable that you picked,
Yeah,
the cabbage, it's kind of hard to cook.
Right.
No matter what you do. You can do soup, you can do steam. It takes time because they're hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're very hard. So this vegetable, I'm going to put it first. Say like this, they can cook in like 2 seconds. So I put it last. Same thing with this here. Like, I cook it last. I put it last. So this two here, the zucchini and the cabbage, I'm going to put it first. So now I'm going to cook this put this on,
Yeah.
all right?
Get that.
And then soon as this, I feel like the vegetable, like the cabbage start to cook a little bit more. You don't want to be overcook the beef also, because you
Right.
still want, you know what I
You
mean?
want some-
Yep,
yeah, you
exactly.
don't want it dry
Like, because
out.
beef, it's not the same as pork and the chicken.
Right.
Because you can't eat raw. Beef, of course, sometimes you do medium, you do rare, depend.
Yeah.
So now what I do is, I'm going to put the sauce in it. Because the reason why I put the sauce in first, so the sauce can go into the beef to taste more of the beef, because the vegetable absorbs the sauce very easy.
Right.
But like same is like you marinate it.
Right.
When you marinate it, it's
Yeah.
it's
Right.
go. I put the whole thing. This is about 8 ounces of the sauce for this much of the beef.
Okay.
Okay.
Chef just gave you a great tip. She puts this sauce in, it's almost like a marinating, and then that beef will absorb this sauce.
Right.
And on every bite, that flavor
Yeah.
will be in there. So that was a great
The
tip.
reason why I don't put it first before that cabbage going down, because it's gonna burn the sauce. And then the sauce, nothing left. And then that's why the rest, we still have the rest of the vegetable. So now when the sauce that we put it in there, the vegetable has water in it. Don't forget that. All kind of vegetable does have water in it. Even though you already washed them for so long, you put it in the refrigerator, you came out, they still have water in it.
Right.
As soon as you cook that, the water will come out. You don't have to put anything, but some people like it more saucy.
Yeah.
You can do chicken stock,
Yeah.
to go with that.
Right.
That's,
That's a great tip. So
Yeah.
these vegetables are going to help make a sauce.
Yeah.
Because as they sweat, if you
Right.
will,
Right.
it will go in and
Right.
mix in and make a nice
Oh,
sauce.
I love the smell of it. The smell, it smells very good. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
This is really, the aromas are fantastic. And I'm glad to say today we do have an audience. If you have any desire to attend a show, we are doing traveling shows now. We'd love to hear from you. Go to the Chef's Table Series.tv website, and you can contact us that way.
Okay. So the next, like I said, I'm gonna put this next.
Pea
I'm gonna put
pods.
the pea pods, yep, the snow pea and the red pepper in the same time.
Yeah,
okay?
I said pea pods, but they're
a
snow
snow
peas.
pea, yeah.
Right, I apologize.
This is another tip for me.
Yeah.
Say if you cook this at home, okay, you have this pan, you don't have a wok. The wok, I won't do any cover. If you have any, like a cover that you want to put and you count 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 10, and then flip it up, that will be automatically cooked already. You have
Wow.
to keep stirring it.
That's
it.
great.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want them to be overcooked. See?
Right,
It's
right.
all good now.
You want that crunch.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
right.
what I was going to say, Chef, was, you can get frozen vegetables. Me personally, for this type of cooking,
Right.
I would not use a frozen
No,
snow
no,
pea
no.
because there's too much water
Right,
in them.
that's true.
And you're not going to get that nice crunch that you will from the fresh.
So now I'm done. So this is all set. It's ready to serve.
Oh,
You
wow.
can see the beef.
Yeah,
I can still have that paint in it.
yeah.
Depend, okay? I love it like this because you don't want to be chewy. You don't want the beef to be chewy. And like I said, the beef, you can still use it. You can
Right.
pick whenever you want frank steak, you want flat meat, you want any kind, okay? You choose on your own. You don't want to be overcooked
Right.
it.
Chef,
See?
can I do one thing here?
Yes,
I would
absolutely.
love to show that this did make a sauce. And if
See?
you can see this here.
I didn't put any water.
And that's just from the vegetables
That's right.
sweating.
That's
So,
right.
again, do not add water. You don't have to with
Yep.
fresh vegetables.
Right.
Because they are going to sweat. And if you do put a lid on there, it's going to trap all this steam and you will get all your hydration that way as well.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Chef.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Now I'm all set. So what I do is, I'm gonna put this into the display plate.
Okay. Now, are you putting it here?
No,
or-
put it in there, yeah.
Okay, let me get this over there for you. I'll move everything out of your way.
Thank you.
Here, let me do my job, Chef. You're the cook.
joke because
I'm
you know
here
maybe next time you won't be here. I'm only one that's here.
Oh, well. I'm here for you, baby.
All right.
Okay.
So this is how I do this. I want the beef to be like, you know, on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you put the veg on the top because the beef is kind of dark. If you want this to be displayed when you see you have a guest that's coming to the house,
Right.
you want this green, red, you know,
Right.
whatever you want to feel like doing it. You know what I mean? To make
This
and
is
then
absolutely beautiful.
I want to tell you that this here, when you garnish this, when you want to put the food onto the plate, try not to go around it. Try to make it like a mountain. That way, the food, it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks, you know what I mean?
Right, and it's going to hold the heat
Right.
because it's not
Correct.
spread all
That's
over the
right.
place.
Some people don't know to just, you know, put it. They,
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Right.
You want me to put it all? Put it all? All of it?
You know, my old girlfriend used to throw it at me when I'd aggravate her, but I can see. I wish she knew you back in the day.
Oh, so I can teach her, huh?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
This is absolutely beautiful, Chef.
All
And seriously, the aromas, just, you want to dive into this dish. Congratulations. Isn't that beautiful? I'm so pleased. And I have to say, I just love Lucky's personality, and it just comes through.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
You're so kind.
You can see, folks, that this dish just invites you to eat. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I love. This is my my career, and I love to do it.
Right.
I really love cooking.
Good.
Really do.
And that's what cooking is about. It's passion and creative. But I do want to take the opportunity. We're shooting today in Roslindale, which is a section of Boston. And fortunately, the Sons of Italy Lodge here in Roslindale has allowed us to come in and shoot. So we want to thank the members of the Sons of Italy Hall and also the restaurants of the Parkway area, which includes West Roxbury. So again, from the Chef's Table Foundation and the cooking segment of the Chef's Table series, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's wine pairing. Today I'm here with John Paul, and we're going to discuss a great wine to pair with Thai Spice's beef and garlic. So John Paul, tell everyone where you work and what are your titles there.
I am the wine manager at Jamaica Plain, Blanchard's, and I'm also a certified sommelier.
And what does that mean for our viewers? Like, do you have to take a test?
Yeah, you gotta taste a lot for sure. The test that I took involved a blind tasting, so you should be pretty familiar with.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of daunting, but when you're used to it,
Yeah.
it's not too bad. And it's more about describing the wine correctly or accurately than nailing the identification of it.
So there's like a practical and a written, is that right?
Yeah, they have 3 portions. There's a practical exam where you're serving usually champagne or an older wine, because those are a little more complicated than a regular wine. And then there's a written exam. There's also a blind tasting exam. Those are generally the 3 portions to a sommelier exam.
Now you're certified, then what would be, is there another level afterwards?
Beyond that, with the Court of Master Sommeliers, there's an advanced level, and then the Master Sommelier qualification, which is pretty rare. There's not a lot of people who have passed that exam, and it's really daunting.
A lot of studying and work and stuff. Yeah.
And the fail rate is huge. I think it's like 75% of the people who take it never make it.
Oh, wow.
But you know, the journey maybe is as valuable as the
I'm sure.
destination. So
I'm sure it's like you're always learning something new. And I'm sure like with this wine that you chose for Thai Spice's beef and garlic, I'm sure that was interesting to research.
Yeah, I chose a nice simple Southern French red. It does have a lot of complexity to it, but it's nothing too fancy. It's nothing too heavy. I think although beef can handle a lot of tannin or a lot of like big full-bodied red wines, when you've got garlic and spices and all those things, a little bit of sweetness, you probably don't want anything too heavy, too rich, too tannic. So this is, not a light red wine, but it's got a lot of fruitiness. It's got its own kind of spiciness to it. It's a really typical Southern French red wine.
All right, let's look
Yeah.
at it. Let's
You want to give it a try?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it.
What do you mean by full-bodied?
Well, say the difference between skim milk and whole milk. Whole milk will give you a much fuller, thicker feeling.
All right, I understand.
Yeah, skim milk is
Very good
lighter.
analogy.
Yeah,
Did you learn that at school?
I heard it before. I didn't just come up with that. So I learned it from somebody. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's
nice.
definitely full-bodied.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's got this really beautiful kind of ruby color to it.
It does. Love to have a dress like that.
Yeah.
So pretty.
And then very very fruity, very berry. It's got that little hint of black pepper.
So you think this will have a lot of tannins in it?
Kind of, not too much tannin.
too
That's one of
much?
the reasons I chose it. So it's not going to be, it does have some tannins, but they're relatively smooth, fine-grained, soft tannins. There's not a lot of acidity here. It doesn't lack for acidity, but
Right.
it's pretty soft.
All right, perfect. All right, let's taste. Now, for our viewers, I've been learning a lot about the tannins. So that's when, I'm just going to use my own words, nothing fancy. It kind of like it's on your tongue,
Yeah.
and your tongue feels dry.
Yeah,
Is that a
exactly.
good way to
Yeah.
describe it?
It's more of a feeling than a flavor.
Correct. That's
Yep,
right.
exactly. So it's that sandpapery feeling, that sort of dry feeling. Sometimes tannins can be bitterness, but you shouldn't always think of
It's bad,
tannins and
right.
bitterness as going hand in hand. There can be wines with low tannin that have a high level of bitterness,
Right.
and vice versa, wines that have high levels of tannins that are not too bitter. So it's more that feeling, that sort of sandpapery, drying
Dryness.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, I find, I'm going to take another sip. Kind of like a lot of the wines you've been choosing is that it goes down smooth. It's meaning I think it'll go well because it'll smooth taste for all the ingredients that are happening with each bite
Yeah.
of the beef and garlic.
I've been choosing things that are kind of safe bets because I'm not working directly with the chef.
Right.
And even at home, if you are cooking at home,
Right.
you probably haven't tried whatever wine you have with whatever you're cooking several times to figure out if it's
Correct.
the
Yep,
perfect
that's a good
pairing.
point. That's a good
So
point.
sometimes it's good to have like certain rules to follow to to make safe bets. So like kind of watch out for where tannin will conflict with a dish or where acidity might get in the way,
Yeah.
or sugar or alcohol. And in this case, I chose something that would be softer tannins.
Oh, I definitely agree.
And
It is a
lots of fruit to kind of match with the spiciness and sweetness
Yeah.
with the garlic.
Yeah, because I've had wines, and you have too, where the tannins is just very overpowering. So
Yep.
this is like, that's a good word, it's soft. So everyone, this has been the wine pairing for Thai Spices Beef and Garlic. And John Paul and I will be with you next week for the wine pairing.
Hi folks, Steve LaCount, chef owner of Chiara Bistro in Westwood, coming at you with this week's Chef's Tip of the Week. This week I want to talk a little bit about sectioning, getting nice clean sections of citrus fruit from whole oranges and grapefruits and things like that. I have a lot of people that say, gee, you have the most beautiful salads with those nice sections of grapefruit, but I always have a tough time doing that at home. So an important factor here is to have a very sharp knife. And this one, I also have a flexible blade on that, which is, you can buy thin boning knives, and that's very helpful. So to stabilize the orange, cut the top and the bottom, or the bottom and the top. I don't really know which one's which on the orange, but and we'll make a nice flat surface for starters. Same thing with the grapefruit. And then I want to look inside that orange. That part is called the pith, P-I-T-H, and we want to skin that. That part is the most bitter part of the orange. The most citrusy flavor you'll get out is from the zest. If you microplane it and throw it into asparagus or something like that, that's where all the natural oils are in the orange. But it's important to get rid of this white pith because there's no good flavor there. It's just bitter. Why I use the flexible knife, though, and I'm going to try to angle this to show you, is I see people, especially young cooks, they come in the kitchen, they start, and they go down, and you end up with a square side to that. Well, an orange is naturally round, and as a chef, you want to maintain the integrity of the natural look of the fruit. So I want to emphasize that my motion is a curved motion along here. I'm just following that pith as a guideline. I'm kind of starting at the back side of the knife, and as I pull toward myself, I'm going forward with that, or drawing it toward me, I should say. Okay, and that way I've kept that nice round edge to it. And then the next step to get the nice segments, you'll see in there the membrane. And all you really need to do is cut in between those layers of membrane. If you want, you can kind of loop it up like that, or just make a V cut. But either way, you can end up with these beautiful orange sections. And I'll show you quickly with the grapefruit as well. Grapefruit's actually a little bit easier because it's a much larger citrus fruit. So again, I'm curving that knife as if I'm just doing this with my hand. The knife is just an extension of my hand. I know you're thinking, yes, easy for you to say. But it's actually with a little bit of practice, and that's all it takes for this is a little bit of practice. Anybody can do this. So I'm going to just cut those V's, and then I'm cutting across just to kind of disconnect it. Or if I'm in a hurry, I'm just going to go down and up with the tip. And this membrane is actually keeping my knife from penetrating into the next section. And I'm getting these gorgeous, as the French call them, supremes of orange and ruby grapefruit here. So again, Steve LaCount from Chiara Bistro in Westwood with this week's Chef's Tip of the Week.
Hi, I'm Margery Gann, and I work at Ethos in Jamaica Plain, and we're an organization that serves elders and people of all ages with disabilities. We're also the nutrition provider for Southwest Boston, so we serve Meals on Wheels, community cafes, and provide in-home nutrition consultation. I've been a registered dietitian, wife and mom for over 30 years, so I've developed some pretty good nutrition tips to help that are practical and easy to do. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about sodium. Sodium is half of salt, which is actually sodium chloride, and it's estimated that in the United States, people eat about, say, give or take, 2,500 milligrams of sodium a day. Now, the Institute of Medicine says it should only be 1,500. And for people who eat a lot of salt, which probably would be males around 30, you're actually talking as much as, say, 4,000 milligrams. So here's a little quiz. Here are 3 foods, and they have different amounts of sodium. Which food on this table is the saltiest? Is it the hamburger bun, my little chocolate cupcake, or the ounce of potato chips? And I will bet that 80% of you will say it's the potato chips. But being sneaky, these are actually the lowest sodium food on this table. This is an ounce of potato chips. These happen to be a reduced fat potato chip, which have less salt on them. So these come in at 85 milligrams for this size serving. The cupcake, and this is a pretty little cupcake if you look at it, 135 milligrams, and you'd probably eat both of the ones that came in the package. And the hamburger bun is the surprise because that's got 220 milligrams of sodium. So if you add into this the hamburger, the French fries, and probably maybe 4 tablespoons of ketchup, we're really looking at 1,000 milligrams in this one meal versus the Institute of Medicine's recommendation of 1,500 milligrams for the entire day. So you can see why those 30-year-old men are getting their excess sodium. So the easiest ways to cut down on sodium? Probably eat fewer processed foods, lots more fresh fruits and vegetables. And that's my tip for the day. I'm Margery Gann, and I'm here for Chef's Table. Thank you for joining me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the restaurant interview segment of the Chef's Table series. My name is Carol, and I am in sunny West Roxbury on this beautiful afternoon with Lucky, who is the manager of Thai Spice. And we had her on the show earlier with Joe cooking a great beef and garlic dish, which was excellent. So Lucky, how long has Thai Spice been here?
Thai Spice has been here for a year and a half.
Oh, it's new.
Yes, it's very new, but the name, it has been for a while.
Okay.
But this is, when we take it over.
Right,
So,
took it
yes,
over.
yeah.
Now, what changes have you made since you've taken it over?
Oh, it changed a lot.
A lot?
A lot, yes.
Like
a
the
lot.
decor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
The lighting?
The lighting, the renovating.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
How about the menu? I see that you have.
Yes,
Now, were the pictures here before?
No,
I didn't think
it wasn't. It wasn't. So I changed a lot
Yeah.
since I become the manager, here.
Yeah.
So I did the new menus, did new ingredient,
Yeah.
my own recipe.
And your recipes?
Yes.
Oh, you have to tell me more about that.
So yeah, so
Perfect.
yeah.
I think it's great that you have the pictures because people, they look with their eyes when it comes
Right,
to
Carol,
ordering and the
absolutely.
colors.
I agree
so
with
that
you
was a
that,
very
yeah.
good
Yep.
marketing
Yeah.
strategy to do. Now, tell me about the recipes, but you also have, now your dad's also.
Yes.
He's a chef,
He's
correct?
a chef. Yep, he's a 5-star hotel.
Oh.
So he been around the world.
Yeah.
And then that's how I, take it from him. Just, not even 50%, I would say.
Yeah.
But this much knowledge already, but I wish I can be like him, know a lot more.
Yeah.
Yes, but every day you learn.
Yeah, every day. Now, the dishes, right? Did you get with some of them like your dad's recipes?
Yeah,
Or
of
from
course,
your
yes,
homeland?
yes, from my homeland, like the pad Thai noodles.
Oh,
That's
everyone's
that's
favorite,
my
right?
dad. Yeah, that's my dad's recipe.
Oh, it is?
So, yes.
Now, when people come here, what signature dishes do they tend to always order? Would you say? The
I
pad
would say
Thai?
the pad Thai.
Yeah.
The second dish will be drunken noodles.
Why do they call it drunken noodles? Do they put alcohol in it?
Imagine, right? If you
know.
put alcohol and people
You
would
would
come
have a
here.
line
exactly
out the
their
door.
door. Exactly. I feel the same way. Yeah.
What
isn't
makes
that
it
funny?
drunken? Like, why is that
Because
word used?
it's hot. It's hot. The heat, the hot or the spice, the chili that you put it in, it makes you drunk because when you eat and you sweat,
Yep.
you're different.
Yeah.
They're normal. So
Right.
that's why we call it drunken noodles.
Oh, now are they thick noodles?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
thick noodles, like a wide thick noodles.
Oh, I
like,
see.
Chinese call ho fun.
Yeah.
But our Thai, it's like sen gui tiao. That's how we call it. It's the rice noodle, flat rice noodles. Yes.
Now, I noticed from looking at the pictures, all the different colors, and because I find that Thai food is very healthy.
It is. It's very healthy. First of all, Thai foods.
Yeah.
What it came from, especially I say curry. If the curry from the scratch, you use chili, you use galanga, things like that. They are like natural.
Okay.
They're coming from from the ground,
What's
a galanga.
Yeah. What color is that?
Lemongrass. It's like a root.
Oh, it's a root.
Yeah, it's a root.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right
and
from
then
the
you
ground.
put it, yes.
And then you pound
smush,
it?
Yes, exactly. Everything here, it's like I said, like herbs. I would
Herbs,
say herbs, yeah.
Fresh herbs.
Fresh herbs, yeah. And then we marry like our soup. It has lemon leaf, have lemongrass, have galanga. That's why when you eat, it's healthy for you
it's healthy.
too. Exactly.
Our bodies need those
Yeah,
types of spices.
We do, and you don't even know, what the specialty for each one of the spice. So we use like cinnamon sometimes. We have that too.
Yeah.
In our rice noodle soup. Yeah, so things like that.
So what would you say is like the main spices of Thai food? Someone said, I've never had Thai food before. What spices, what meats, vegetables make up a Thai dish? How would
Okay.
you explain it?
I would explain like this. If you said Thai dish, they would think spicy right away.
True.
But I honestly say it's healthy. I think it's herb. It's in your body. It looks like you need a medicine. If you eat Thai food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You always
It will
feel good.
protect. Exactly. Like, soon you eat the chili,
Yeah.
it's heat you up. That's warm you. When you're cold, you start to eat spicy stuff. You eat like spicy soup that we call tom yum. Things like
Oh, tom yum, yep. Tom yum, yep. I've had that,
So
yep.
yeah, so that things like when soon you hit your mouth, oh my God, it's just like, it heat you up because the soup is warm and then the taste is spicy.
Right.
Has all the herbs in it.
Excellent.
It's really.
So it's like if you
excellent.
don't feel well or you're getting that sluggish, have a nice cup.
Yeah, think about Thai, think about herb, spice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. all those-
Excellent.
yeah.
I know, I love Thai food. Well, I'm
What
a
are your
vegetarian.
favorites?
Vegetable pad Thai. Unless it's
yeah.
with, or shrimp, I'll eat that too.
Yeah.
So Lucky, I heard that you opened up a second restaurant. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah,
Heard it.
'Cause, yeah, I opened up in Brookline on
Brookline.
479 Howard Street in
Uh-huh.
Brookline, Mass. And it's really good location.
And what's the
It's
name of it?
The name of it is Basil Rice.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Basil rice.
Basil rice, yeah. And the food a little bit different, but still
Yeah.
Thai. We still have Thai, we still have pad Thai.
Right.
We still have drunken noodles.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's
yeah.
a great name. I
Thank
think
you.
I like Thai spice too, because
Yeah,
people know
I
that.
I like, yeah. That's like more Thai.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one is not
It's
as much.
mixed.
Mixed.
We have a little bit of Asian. Maybe I don't say it now. Maybe you guys have to go try it.
Right. That's true. We should, road tour
Yeah.
down to Brookline, which
Right.
I'm sure we'll
That's-
definitely do.
yeah.
But that's good
Right.
to know. That's excellent.
Thank
So
you,
Lucky,
Carol.
thank you so much for being on the
Thank
cooking
you.
show with segment with Joe and with me with the restaurant interview. And we wish you luck with the restaurants, both of them.
Thank
awesome.
you so
Yeah, you've been
much,
so great.
Carol.
You're
Nice
welcome.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Too.
So everyone, this has been the restaurant interview segment of the Chef's Table Series show. I am here with Lucky from Thai Spice, and we will see you next week.
The cabbage, it's kind of hard to cook, no matter what you do. The soup you can do steam, it takes time because they're hard. They're very hard. So this vegetable, I'm gonna put it first. Say like this, they can cook in like 2 seconds. So I put it last. Same thing with this here.
Chef,
Okay?
can I do one thing here?
Yes,
I would
absolutely.
love to show that this did make a sauce. And if you can see this here.
I didn't put any water.
And that's just from the vegetables
That's right.
sweating. So, again, do not add water to this dish. Congratulations. Isn't that beautiful?